Let's be real. TikTok trends are kind of a double-edged sword. And I know the title says TikTok has ruined art, but I really am talking about any kind of short-form content, like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and those kinds of things. They make you go viral super fast, but as soon as the trend ends, it feels like, poof, suddenly you're invisible again. As an artist, I've been thinking about how this culture of quick hits is changing the way we create and consume art, and, well, it's not all that good. Alright, let's talk about trends. They're flashy, they're fun, and they give you instant exposure. You post something that aligns with a trending sound or a hashtag, and suddenly you've got thousands or maybe even millions of eyes on your work. Amazing, right? But here's the catch. What happens after the trend dies? For most creators, the views drop, engagement plummets, and you're left wondering if it was even worth it. And it's not just about artists, it's everything really. I mean, it could be anything from small businesses, writers, musicians. They all get stuck in this loop of chasing trends, trying to stay relevant, and some of them even rely on this for their living. The problem is that it's exhausting and it's not sustainable. It's like building your house on quicksand. As an artist, this hits especially hard. I mean, think about it. Art takes time. Whether you're painting, animating, or crafting something from scratch, it's a process, and a long one at that. But platforms like TikTok are all about speed. People scroll for quick dopamine hits, so the algorithm rewards fast, bite-sized content that is easy to consume. That's why trends blow up so quickly and why they disappear just as fast. This creates a really frustrating cycle. You spend hours, maybe even days on a piece, but it's competing with 100 of 10-second videos that people forget as soon as they swipe. And if your art doesn't fit a trend sound or a style, well, forget it. The algorithm's like, no thanks, your video is going to be doomed to be forgotten. Okay, so let's talk about this dopamine thing that I was telling you about. Social media platforms are literally designed to keep us scrolling. Every time you swipe, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, which is why it's so easy to lose hours on TikTok or Instagram Reels without even realizing that. But here's the downside. It's training us to crave fast, disposable content. I mean, I'm sure you've seen multiple videos or essays or just people complaining about it. It's a problem, actually. So when someone comes across something that takes time to appreciate, like a detailed painting or an emotional story, or even a speed paint, which for a long time was the standard for art content creators, they might not even have the attention span for it. And I won't even go into the topic of AI artists. They're not even worth mentioning. As artists, this is tough. We're trying to connect with people on a deeper level, but the audience has been trained to scroll past anything that doesn't grab them in 2 seconds. But it's not their fault, it's just how the platforms work. I mean, I've felt this firsthand. I started out on Facebook back when it was a popular site, and there was some growth. I mean, although my skills were, not their best. Then I eventually switched to Instagram during the 2020s when I was actively in the Genshin Impact community, and the only time my post would get some sort of traction were the times where I was drawing fan art. But all of my original pieces or characters would get lost on the algorithm. And it's really not just me. A lot of my art mutuals have felt the exact same thing, where they are somehow forced to draw exclusively fan art or something famous to keep themselves relevant. And then there is TikTok, Instagram Reels, or any other platforms of short-form content. One video can make you super viral, but then as soon as you stop chasing trends, your page basically becomes forgotten. So, what's the alternative? How do we grow without getting stuck in the trend-chasing hamster wheel? Here's what I've learned. Focus on creating work that's timeless. Instead of jumping on every trend, think about what makes your art unique. What's the story you want to tell? Because here's the thing. Trends might bring you quick views, but authenticity is what keeps people coming back. I might not be a big content creator myself, but I've learned that art is a craft that requires you to love what you're doing, if you don't want it to become a chore. Another tip is to mix it up. If you're posting on TikTok or Instagram, sure, throw in a few trendy pieces if you enjoy it, but also create content that showcases your process, your personality, or the deeper meaning behind your work. This helps your audience connect with you, not just the trend you're following. Lastly, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. TikTok might be the big thing right now, but platforms change, algorithms shift, and by building a strong personal brand and diversifying where you post, you'll be less dependent on trends and more in control of your growth. So, have you ever felt pressure to jump on trends, or maybe you've had success by not following them? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on this. And hey, if you made it this far, thank you. It means the world that you're here listening and watching while I work on this drawing of a character I'm working on. I'll introduce her properly later on in another video, I promise. But if you're enjoying this vibe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to make more content for you. I am really happy to see how my past videos have been getting quite a bit of traction, and I love reading comments. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Keep creating and stay true to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.